I just had a brainstorm idea. My nephew just trimmed our lilac bush yesterday. There's a mountain of branches over there. They are kind of budded out and they're really green fresh, but I'm going to do this anyways. I decided to make a wreath out of branches, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, you can use a wire form or a grapevine branch, but you want to start out with the smallest one you have, and this is what I have, so I'm using it. So this is actually going to be kind of a pretty big wreath. So you want to take your branches, start out wire cutters, and I plugged in my glue gun just in case I need it, and I'm going to start cutting off sections of branches. Find the ones that have pieces like that. Just keep cutting them. The more branches, the better. You don't want them to be really thick, but the branchier, the better. Because if they're really thick, then they're hard to put in your form. So just cut a bunch of these. You can leave some of them long. If you've got a big wall space you want to fill up, leave some of them long. But I'm probably going to end up shipping this one, and I don't have a whole lot of storage for storing it. So I'm doing that. Now I'm going to start placing them. Start with the back and you might want to go in a spiral. That way your branch is fitting in between. You want to fit it in between your grapevine like that, and dab a little bit of glue on there as you do it. So I hope you have. Yeah, it's working. It's a brand new glue gun and doesn't want to feed through very good. Dab some glue in there. There we go. Okay, well, I'm just going to wing it. Put these in there. If your branch grows in a certain direction, work with that. You want it to lay as flat against the wall as possible. So squeeze them in so they lay flat. Now give yourself, this one's kind of short, give yourself enough stem to put in your wreath. So I'm going to have to cut that one down like that and cut that little branch off so it's like that. I'm going to save that one too. And kind of work them in. Layer them in, and then dab some glue. Go back if you need to. This thing is not working, so I'm going to do that later. I skipped the gluing process, but for you, glue them as you go and try and hide your glue a bit. Slide these in. You want to work them into the grapevine without them poking out, so that you don't see all that. And if there's a broken branch, cut it off. You don't want them wobbling around there. Stick them in. You want it to be really thick, pretty thick. Grab the next branch. Cut. 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 That one. Cut that one. Cut. That one might be a little bit thick, but I'll show you what you can do. If you have a thick branch like that, you can whittle it down to where it's kind of a little bit flat, so it's not so round. Give it more of a pointy edge. Remember, this is really green. That might come in handy actually, so it doesn't split so much. So you got a flat edge like that, then work it in. Turn this around this side here. Get your bigger branches to go on the back side. Try to anyways, because you want it to lay flat on the wall, remember that. And you have to turn it around. Okay. Pieces like this, I don't use them. I've got enough out there to where it's not going to matter. Now these are really green, and they're probably going to loosen up as they dry. So check them later on. I don't like how big that one is, so I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. It goes in like that. There's not much there, so I'm throwing that piece out. The little pieces there. Big one there. If you had dry branches, that's actually even better because you don't have to worry about them shrinking up as they dry. Some of these are a little bit drier than the others. They were by a fire pit. Try and cut these at a slant too is helpful rather than being a straight blunt cut. So a slant. Take and work your bigger ones in on the back, like I said before. Make it nice and full. It's really cool. Then we'll go in and cut the low branch off. And in there. Leaf on it. You can see, and if you can see, it's taking shape. Now, if any of those are really long, nip them down a little bit. Just keep filling it in until it's really thick. See how it's coming along? Oops, piece right there laying on top here. Having green branches actually kind of keeps it from breaking up so much. So there is advantages to using green. Fresh. Big huge piece here. Cut them off. And I'm not sure what's going to happen to these little buds that are on here, little flower buds. Everything's sort of blooming out before we get the trim at it back. They'll probably dry up. They may fall, maybe may not. But you can take, there is a floral preservative spray that they sell at Hobby Lobby and a few other places that you can use for sealing up your drieds. But you can also use hairspray, like Aqua Net hairspray. And sometimes they just don't want to go in where you want them to go. So find another spot to put it. Your branches coming out. Cut them. Find something else that would go in there. The back side there. Just keep working them in. Okay, I'll get back to you when I get this done, guys. This is taking some time, but I'll show you what I did when I get done. I'm going to show you what I have finished. You can see that. It's all the way around. Now, you can leave it like this, or you can add stuff to it. I have some cherry blossom stems. I don't know if I'll use them or not, but I'm going to cut some and see how it looks. And I take these and cut off each branch separately. Everything that I've got here. Separate them. Find each branch. Leave as long a stem as possible. Cut it. Ugh, that one's thick. Gotta work it back and forth. Okay. And I will cut that one down right there. And I'll see how it looks. Actually, it looks kind of cool. I'm liking it. So, with these, you definitely want to use that glue gun and put a little dab on there. It's coming out, yay. And just stick them in between, wedge them in good. Bend these branches as you go along to the kind of shape like your other leaves here. Make sure they're not too thick, like that one's too thick. I want to cut it down a bit. But leave yourself as long of a branch as you can. Bend them like this so they look like they've actually grown like that, just like these branches are. And if there's a front and a back to your flowers, you've got more flowers shaped up, put that as your top. Weave them in there. Take that piece off again, another little one. Bend and shape it, kind of like almost like a zigzag, but not quite. It's like that. Glue. And work your way around. You don't want them all clustered in together. Space them out pretty good. That one's good. Again, it is terrible. It does not want to squirt out glue, feed. And I use these little pieces inside. Okay. Glue, come on. There you go. And it can be a little tricky sometimes feeding these in there. But it's very wild and organic looking, so make sure you get some in different layers, some towards the back, some towards the front, if you have enough of them. If not, just keep them towards the middle. Just space them apart. Get that little piece off. Bend them before you put them in there. And go to my next stem. Cut these up. Cut, 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 cut. Cat just came running up here really fast. There we go. Okay. Keep going. Bend it. Glue. Now I'll show you what this looks like. Shaping up pretty cool looking. I'll get back to you as soon as I get it done and show you what it looks like, the end result. Okay? Okay folks, it's all done. This is my wreath that I made out of the lilac bush that we trimmed yesterday, my nephew did, and it has a grapevine wreath back form in the background, and I just put all of those grapevine or the lilac cuttings, shoved them in there, glued them as I went along, and then I had those two cherry blossom stems from A Floral for $5.99 a piece, and I went back and glued the back of it really good and added ribbon to the back so I can hang it from matching ribbon, and there it is. Got your wreath that looks like $1,000,000 and you made it for less than $5. Well, if you had the flowers, less than $10, okay? Okay, give it a try. Pretty easy, it's cool, fun. Okay, bye-bye.